Back to another video. If you're stopping by the channel for the first time, please consider subscribing to my channel. While you're at it, smash that like button for me. I really would appreciate it. Also, hit that post notification bell so that you're notified every time I upload a new video. Guys, do me a big favor. Get yourself down to the description box and check out those links that I got. I want to highlight two of those links. The first one is going to be that Moo brokerage link. Good folks at Moo are willing to give you up to $1,100 in cash reward / NVIDIA stock reward when you open a new Moo brokerage account and you make the qualifying balances. That's a nice little gift that they're willing to give you for trying out their brokerage app. I've been rocking with Moo for over almost 2 years now. And I love the brokerage app. It's self-directed. That means you got to make your own decisions, but they provide you the platform. They also have an extensive library of information that you can use to assist you in making your own, your own investments. We're talking about this savings thing. Americans running out of savings. I'm telling you guys, it's serious. We're going to talk about that in a second. But if you want to change that, if you're one of these people that you're running out of savings, there ain't no savings left, paycheck to paycheck, you may want to take advantage of this Moo offer to start setting the stage for 2026 where you can get yourself protected. So first link down in the description box, check on that Moo link. Like I said, the good folks at Moo are going to give you up to $1,100 in cash reward and NVIDIA stock shares. Here's how they're going to do it. Moo is offering up to $1,100 in stock / cash rewards if you deposit $1,000 in your new Moo brokerage account. They're going to give you $120 in cash reward. Now, that's a limited time offer, so check the details on that once you click the link. If you decide to make additional deposits, when you open the account now, you can get up to another $1,000 in NVIDIA stock shares. NVIDIA is the most valuable company in the world by market cap, guys. It's an artificial intelligence leader. Go check out NVIDIA. Do your research on them, guys. Go out on Google, go out on ChatGPT, go to NVIDIA's website and check this company out. I'm a shareholder of that company, but that doesn't mean you need to be. But if you want to be one, this is a great entree into becoming a NVIDIA shareholder if that's what you want to do. Again, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just exercising my First Amendment right, which is freedom of speech, giving you my opinion. And I'm not offering, Moo is offering you this opportunity when you open up a new Moo brokerage account. So if you want to take advantage of that, click on that first link. It'll take you over to the Moo platform. Sign up, make your deposit, boom. Second thing, down in the description box, I want you to consider is Wealth Builders Financial Community on Patreon. That's the community that I created in 2024. People are saying, hey, Richard, we'd like to have a place where we can have like-minded people. We can have discussions about building wealth. No experts, just regular people having a conversation about building wealth. We know you got 30 years worth of experience. You done been down this road. You done fell in some holes. You done climbed out of the holes. You've worked a corporate 9-to-5 job for 25 years. You've also built side hustles. You've also, invested in paper assets and real estate for income, all of that good stuff. Would you mind sharing that with us? It's just your experiences. We know you're not a professional. We know you're not some financial advisor. We know that. But we'd like to have a community where you can bring us together and we can share these ideas on building wealth. And that's the Wealth Builders. We have a live stream every Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern time, just the Wealth Builders on Patreon. We also have a daily community chat. It's running right now. People are in there doing their thing, sharing best practices, nuggets, tips, what's working, what's not working in that community chat right now. And a lot of learning takes place there because when you got a couple thousand people in your community all sharing ideas, you're bound to pick up something and go research and it might work for you. But if you're out here by yourself and you're in a situation where you're running out of savings and you're living paycheck to paycheck and you're trying to figure out a way to turn around your financial life, you may want some help. You may want some feedback. You may want some nuggets, some tips. You may want to talk to somebody else that has already got this stuff turned around, their financial thing. Who knows? But the wealth builders on Patreon may be able to, it may be a refuge for you. It might be a financial refuge. So go check it out. Second link down in the description box. Wealth Builders Financial Community on Patreon. Now, when you get there, send me a direct message on Patreon and let me know you're there. See, that's the only place, guys, that I will do any of my correspondence with folks when it comes to questions, is on the Patreon, is on the Wealth Builders. I don't do it through YouTube. I don't do it through Instagram. I don't do it through Facebook. I don't do it through TikTok. Now, I do put content on those platforms, but I don't do the whole, whatever you want to call it thing. Some people call it coaching. Some people call it whatever. I don't do any of that other than on Patreon. So if you feel like you want to slide into my DMs, only place you can slide in is on Patreon through the Wealth Builder. So get down there in that description box and check out them 2 links. Check out the rest of them if you want to. I got the website link in there. Got 10 big boy blue chip digital products on the website that could potentially change your life, man. I don't know. Go check it out. It might. Go check it out, right? All right, let's have this conversation. This conversation we're going to have today, man, is going to be around Americans running out of their savings. Matter of fact, a lot of Americans have already ran out of their savings. Poof, gone. And I'm going to give you the statistics. I got receipts today. Y'all know sometimes I don't even have no receipts. Today I got receipts. I got receipts. The receipts ain't good. The receipts are not looking good for the American people when it comes to their savings. The receipts are bad. Here's the good news, though. You can change that. Boom, just like that. How do you do that? You got to change your mindset. See, if you change your mindset and you change your behavior with money, you can change that. Boom. See, I was 26 years old and I had a bad behavior with money. I would take the money and I would go out and make other people wealthy by buying crap that I didn't need. See, I did that until I was 26. And then all of a sudden the light bulb came on. Oh my goodness, man, what are you doing? You broke, and these people you spending this money with, they rich. You broke. You might want to change that up. You may want to keep this money and start putting it in assets. And I said, you know something? I'm going to start doing that. And once I made that conscious decision and I started to put what? Activities behind it. See, it wasn't enough for me to just say, I'm broke and I got to stop spending my money with these people. No. I can say that all I want to, but if I don't put some action behind it, if I don't have a plan in order to divert my money that I'm making, I'm out here putting in 8, 10, 12 hours a day on the job, and I get this paycheck, this direct deposit every 2 weeks, and guess what I'm doing with it? I can't wait to go make somebody else wealthy. I can't wait. See, I had to change that mindset. See, have you ever heard of this concept, pay yourself first? That's the concept I had to adapt. And here's how that concept works. When that direct deposit comes in, I take the first 10% and I pay myself first. How do I do that? I take that first 10% before I do anything and I invest it. That's paying myself first. What's left over? That's what I use as my lifestyle. I pay my bills and all that stuff. But I pay myself first before I pay anybody else. Now, I'm not telling people not to pay your bills. Please pay your bills. Don't get in trouble with your creditors. What I'm telling you is figure out a way to pay yourself first. I figured that out. How did I figure that out? I just stopped buying crap that I didn't need. Boom, pretty easy. It was easy for me. Oh, goodness gracious. I'm spending $1,000 a month on barbershop, having fun with the guys, going on dates, buying crap. Oh, I got to cut all that out. I ain't going to do no more of that. I'm going to take that $1,000 and redirect it into some assets that actually go up in value over time and create wealth for me, create a financial safety net for me. See, more of us need to do that. Again, guys, First Amendment right, freedom of speech. It's a constitutional right. It's the First Amendment. So all I'm doing here is sharing my First Amendment right, Constitution. I can give you all my opinion. That's all I'm doing. You don't have to do any of this stuff. You can stay in the same situation you're in right now and just stay there forever if you want to. It's not going to hurt my feelings because I know what I need to do. See, I don't have no problem. See, I got $1,000 in savings. But many of you don't. See, I don't live paycheck to paycheck, but many of you do. And I'm just on here every day trying to let you know you can change that if you want to. Just saying, I come with receipts today, man. I come with receipts. So this pay yourself first concept we're going to talk about when we get into these receipts. And then we're going to talk about some steps. Again, constitutional right to share information. That's all I'm doing. I'm no expert. You go find you an expert if you want one, but I'm not one. But I'm just exercising my constitutional right to share information. It's called freedom of speech. I'm sharing my information with you that I've done and vetted over 30 years. We'll talk about that pay yourself first. But let's look at these receipts because y'all need to know what trouble we're in here. Oh, by the way, before we get into the receipts, when I say Americans are in trouble, I'm talking about the bottom 90% of Americans. See, that top 90% who participate in the stock market, who they got high earnings, they buy assets. That top 10% of Americans ain't in no problem. The bottom 90% are in problem. They got a problem. See, that top 10% control what? 90% of the wealth. The bottom 90% controls about 10% of the wealth. That's who in trouble. See, it's more Americans in trouble because they control very little of the wealth in this country. See, 90% of Americans control only 10% of the wealth, 10% of the earnings. 10% of Americans and the people that live in this country control 90% of the wealth, 90% of the earnings. Do you see where I'm going with this? So these people are not in trouble up here. See, this is the people President Trump be talking about when he said the economy is amazing, booming. He talking about them 10%. The rest of y'all down here in trouble. Good news is today you can get out of trouble. You can decide up here in your filter system that you want to get out of trouble. And all you got to do is get out of trouble. How do you get out of trouble? Stop buying crap you don't need. That's how you get out of trouble. Stop buying these SUVs you can't afford to pay the monthly payment. Stop buying these houses that are too big with 2 people in it. You got 5 bedroom, you got 2 people in there. You got a 5-bedroom house with 2 people. How about a 2-bedroom house? You got 2 people in there. See, this is what we do though. How about 1 car instead of 2 cars? How about go to the grocery store and buy your food, bring it home and cook it instead of going out to the restaurants 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 times a month? Somebody know what I'm talking about in here. Now, a lot of y'all are like, that ain't me. But look at you, hey, if you want to really understand what you're spending your money on, sit down one day and write out everything you spend money on. Have an honest conversation with yourself. The problem is we lie to ourselves too much in this country. We lie to ourselves too much in this country. We got a bunch of excuse makers in this country. And we lie to ourselves too much. Listen, man, if you want to change something in your life, that's up to you. Personally, I'm not going to allow myself to be in a situation where I don't have $1,000 in my savings account to pay for an emergency. I'm just not going to do it. I don't care if I got to live in a 1-bedroom shack. I'm going to have $1,000 in savings. See, because this house and all this crap here don't mean nothing. Don't mean nothing if I don't have freedom. See, right here is your prison. See, your prison is the cars that you drive. That's your prison. The house that you live in, that's your prison. The jewelry, the watches, prison. The going out to eat, prison. The luxury vacations, prison. See, a lot of y'all think y'all free, but you really in prison. You're in financial prison. Now, you're not in some physical prison where you done committed some crime, but what the prison you're in is called financial prison. They got the handcuffs on you. And they want to keep you in financial prison, guys, for the rest of your life. They want you to think you have everything, but you have nothing. They want you to think you own everything, but you own nothing. You're in financial prison. You don't even have $1,000 in your savings account to take care of an emergency. 70% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. That's financial prison. 150 million Americans have no retirement savings. That's financial prison. Now, you can decide when you want to unlock the prison door and walk out, but you got to make that decision. Because if you let that top 10% of Americans who control all the wealth make the decision, they're going to keep you in there for the rest of your life. Now let's get to these receipts. Let's get to these receipts. Many recent surveys, early 2025, late 2024, show a majority of Americans struggle with $1,000 in an emergency fund, with figures often around 59 to 61% of Americans unable to cover it from savings. 61% of Americans cannot cover a $1,000 emergency. We got the greatest economy in the world. We got the #1 economy in the world. The #1 financial system in the world. We have the #1 and #2 asset classes in the world, which is stock market, American real estate. But yet and still, you got 61% of Americans don't have $1,000 in savings. Y'all help me out with that. Where does that come from? You know where it comes from? Financial prison. Cars, homes, vacations, luxury items, watches, jewelry, designer clothes, designer bags, designer shoes, going out to eat, entertainment. They call that entertainment. Those are your prisons that you got yourself in. So that's why 61% of Americans don't have no savings. Can't even cover an emergency. Can't even cover a simple emergency. So what do? They go to their credit cards. That's why the credit card debt in this country is massive. 1.3 trillion. Lead the world. There is no other country in the world. I think you can add up every other country in the world, and we got more credit card debt than every other country in the world added up. We lead the world. Why? Because that's your emergency fund, is your credit card. So you don't have $1,000 in savings because you've made poor financial decisions in your life. So have I. The only difference is I chose to correct my poor financial behavior and turn it into good financial behavior. No smarter than any of you guys have just made a decision up here in the filter system that it makes sense to me when I get paid to pay myself first. As soon as that money hit the direct deposit, boom, automatically it's going out into assets. What's left, that's what I live my lifestyle on. And this is what I did, guys. I started out with 10%. The goal was I wanted to get to 50% of my take-home income and pay myself first, live off the other 50%. And when I was really in my zone in corporate America and I was working, boom, when I really hit my zone, guess what happened? I reached that milestone. I took 50% of the take-home. As soon as it hit the account, boom, automatically going into real estate, automatically going into paper assets, automatically going into the side hustles. To do what? Multiply it. 50% is what I lived on. Well, golly, wasn't that tight? No, it wasn't tight. It wasn't tight for me because I adjusted my lifestyle to what I had left. See, the problem is a lot of y'all don't do that. This is what y'all do. Your direct deposit hits your account. You live your lifestyle first. Ooh, let's go out and buy stuff and go out to eat and have drinks and go get the nails done and get the haircuts and the beard trim. Oh, goodness gracious. So let's go down to Saks Fifth. Y'all do all of that first. And then you look at your bank account and be like, oops, I don't even got nothing to invest. Because see, you go out and live your lifestyle first, and then you take what's left and try to invest it when you need to flip-flop it. See, you needed that. For me, when that money hit that account, boom, at the heyday, 50% went to invest. 50% was there to live on. Whatever that 50% left was, I adjusted my lifestyle around it. Where I lived, what I drove, vacations, out to eat, all of it had to be done off that 50%, not the other way around. That's the decision you're going to have to make, guys, or you're going to be in this situation for the rest of your life where you're going to be in financial prison. You're going to be in financial prison for the rest of your life. And let me tell you, guys, it ain't fun. It's not fun being in a situation where you're living paycheck to paycheck and you ain't got $1,000 in your savings account if you hit a financial bump in the road. That's no way to live when you live in the greatest country in the world. There is nowhere on this planet you can go that's better than right here in the United States. That's my opinion now. That's why you see everybody from every country in the world, where do they want to go if they're looking for prosperity? Where do they come if they're looking for prosperity? Where can you go with $5 in your pocket, land here? Now, this was the old days. I don't know, with this whole immigration thing, you can't do that right now. But before that and after that, you can come here with nothing in your pocket and go to work. And within a short period of time, you can be living the American dream. That's how it used to be. And it will be that way again. It might not be that way right now for immigrants. It's a little dicey right now, but this will pass. And when it does, where are you going to be? Where do you want to be in 2026 when it comes to your financial freedom? Do you still want to be in a situation where you don't even have $1,000 in savings for an emergency? Do you still want to be living paycheck to paycheck? Or do you want to financially grow up? See, a lot of us are not financially grown up yet. We're still from a financial perspective, we're still children. See, children don't know no better. But when you grow up to be an adult, you should know better. So a lot of us are still from a financial standpoint, children. We don't know no better. we just don't know no better. At some point, you got to financially grow up and become a financial adult where you understand that there is nobody out here that's going to save you but you. The receipts don't lie, guys. They just don't lie. Now, we can make all the excuses about inflation and all this other crap we make excuses about. Guess what? Top 10%, they don't care anything about inflation. You'll never hear the top 10% talking about inflation, how it's hurting them. Oh, my God, shoot, man, that inflation hit me hard. I couldn't even buy my private jet. Oh, that inflation hit me hard. I couldn't take my Cancun vacation. Oh, that inflation hit me hard. I got to sell one of the 5 houses I got. You don't never hear them say that. Why? Because their assets, the appreciation on their assets outpace inflation. Problem is at the bottom 90% of Americans, inflation outpaces your assets because most of us don't have any. The things that we believe are assets are really liabilities. Oh, I got my home. It's an asset. Okay, does it generate any income for you? So is it a real asset? See, assets actually generate income, guys. If you got something that you're calling an asset and it don't generate any income for you, at best, it's a dead asset. Maybe it's an asset, but it's dead because it don't generate no income. So here's the thing, man. Assets generate income, period. And this top 10% of these people in this country know that. See, assets generate cash. If it don't generate cash, in my opinion, it's a liability. You can figure out whatever you want to figure out. I'm just giving you my opinion now. If it don't generate cash, in my opinion, it's a liability. It has to generate income, and or I don't care if it's a dividend, I don't appreciate something. It has to produce cash. So that concept of pay yourself first, that's one thing you guys should consider. And again, I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I'm just trying to put you on some game here. You may want to consider changing the way you do things and figuring out a system where you pay yourself first on the first fruits from the first fruits of your labor. Now I know some of y'all will say, well, I don't pay myself first. I'm gonna pay God first. Well, pay whoever you want to pay. Your situation ain't gonna change until you start paying yourself first. Now you pay whoever you want to pay. You call it whatever you want to call it. But I tell you what, you got to make the conscious decision to stop paying and doing things that don't put no money in your pocket. I don't care who you want to tithe to. Listen, I believe in that. I'm a Christian. But I also understand God gave me a sound mind to make decisions. Me sitting up here thinking, okay, I'm just going to sit here and meditate and all of a sudden God going to make it better. Oh, no, that's not going to happen. Oh, that ain't going to happen. Why do you think you got a choice? Why do you think God gave us free will, a choice? I mean, if he wanted to do everything for us himself, he just wouldn't have gave us that. He just would have said, okay, you know what I'm saying? He gives you free will. That's your gift. A lot of people miss that. Free will is the gift. What you do with that free will is on you. It ain't on God. It's on you. The gift is the free will. The gift is the ability to be able to make decisions. The gift is the ability to have choices in your life. He gives us that gift. But what you do with the gifts is on you, not him. So let's not get it twisted. Let's just not get it twisted. Whatever financial situation you're in right now, you caused it. And that's just keeping it a buck. Whatever financial situation Richard Fain is in, he caused it. But see, not us. We want to blame others. Oh, it's President Trump that caused it. Oh, it's the Easter Bunny that caused it. Oh, it's my next door neighbor. He cuts his grass every day and it distracts me and I can't do my work at home. Whatever excuses we make, that's what we're really good at in this country, is making a bunch of excuses instead of just making the decision that you're going to take control of your own financial destiny and get this thing right. And if you don't do that, you're going to be in financial prison for the rest of your life, guys. These statistics are not fooling around here. I don't want to hear anything about no inflation. We've always had inflation. That don't mean you can't go out and stop buying crap that you don't need. Let's take a look at some more receipts. Many Americans have largely exhausted their pandemic era savings, especially lower and middle income households, due to, here go an excuse again. See, this is where they let us off the hook. They try to let us off the hook to 1%. See, they want us to think it ain't us. It's not you, it's inflation. Who do you think causes inflation? You, me, we cause inflation. Buying crap we don't need. But see, the 1% want to let you off the hook because they don't want you depressed. They don't want you sitting around thinking, oh, it's me. No. They want you to think it's inflation. That way you can continue doing what you do and making them wealthy. Listen how they try to get y'all now. But see, you got to have your logical thinking cap on to understand what they're trying to do, right? See, here they're trying to get you. Here they go. Let me show you how the 1% work now. Many Americans have largely exhausted their pandemic era savings, especially lower and middle income households. See, these are this is the demographic they want to trap. They want to, you see in there, they didn't say high income households. That ain't nowhere in here because that's that top 10% that I talked about earlier. See, they don't say nothing about high income households. What do they say? Lower and middle income households. But then they don't want to discourage you from spending. So what do they say? Here's the reason they say you ain't got no savings. Instead of just telling the truth, you ain't got no savings because you go out and buy crap that you don't need. Instead of them just telling you that, they ain't gonna tell you that because they want you to keep buying crap. So they want you to think it's inflation's fault. But what they don't tell you is you caused inflation. But y'all got to understand what's going on, man, in order for you to fix your situation. To get your financial house in order, you got to start understanding this. So I'm trying to get on here every day and give you my opinion, First Amendment right, freedom of speech. It's a constitutional right. Go look it up. It's a constitutional right. So let me walk you through how they try to trick you now. Keep you spending on crap you don't need. Here they go. So many Americans have largely exhausted their pandemic-era savings, especially lower and middle-income households, due to inflation and increased spending, with liquid assets now below pre-pandemic levels for the bottom 80%. What did I just tell y'all? Bottom 80%, while the richest 20% still hold excess savings. Overall savings are dwindling and many are worried about financial insecurity, facing challenges like outliving retirement funds and covering unexpected expenses. You notice how they broke that thing down though, right? They broke that thing down. They said 80% struggling, 20% of the richest doing well. They got excess savings. You got no savings. So how in the world can 20% of the population, the richest part of the population, have excess savings and you got no savings? You know the difference? Pay yourself first, assets. Whoop, those two things. Pay yourself first, assets. That's how that top 20% of the richest people in this country, and when they say richest, they just talk about high incomes, and those people with high incomes got their they got their filter system already trained to, boop, that direct deposit come, let's send out 30, 40, 50% to assets, and then we live on the rest. That's why they got excess savings. Our filter system is programmed wrong. See, our filter system for the bottom 80% of people is programmed this way. Direct deposit come in, the first thing we want to do is figure out what we can go buy. Not assets though, we want to go buy depreciating assets. We want to go get a new outfit. We want to go get our hair done, our nails done. We want to plan that trip with the girls. We want to plan that trip with the guys. We want to plan that trip with the family. We don't think about fully funding the Roth IRA. We don't think about fully funding the 401k and get that match. We don't think about that. We don't think about opening a taxable brokerage account and start dollar cost averaging in over the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years. We don't think about that. Not the bottom 80%. That's why we don't have any savings. But that top 20%, that's all they think about. Because see, these people understand the quicker I can get to a point where my assets generate enough income to pay for my lifestyle, I can get off the hamster wheel. I can get out of the rat race. See, that's how they think. We don't think that way. Therefore, 80% of Americans, the people that live in this country, are living in a bust economy of high inflation, no savings, high consumer debt, and it's not, they don't see no light at the end of the tunnel. But I'm here to tell you, you can change all of that if you decide to today. All you have to do is reprogram your filter system. You have to reprogram your filter system. You got to stop listening to all of this crap you be listening to, because your filter system responds to what goes into it. What comes out? What comes into the filter system comes out. So if I'm listening to crap all day long, gossip all day long, people on here lying to you all day long, craziness all day long, guess what's coming into the filter system? All of that. And guess what comes out? All of that. So how do you reprogram your filter system? First thing you got to do is you got to re-engage and start listening to things that will help you change your behaviors. You should be listening to things that say, hey, that promote pay yourself first. That promote not being in consumer debt. That promote living on less than what you make, that promote saving and investing as a long-term strategy to get off of the hamster wheel, to get out of the rat race. That's what you should be listening to. But that ain't provocative enough. That ain't gonna entertain us. We wanna go on here and watch people eating food on TikTok. This is what they do. They come on TikTok and they have a plate of church's chicken with some mashed potatoes and some gravy. And this is what they, oh golly, it's church's chicken. I've never had it before. It's so good. And you sit there and binge watch that kind of crap all day long. And then guess what you want to do? You want to go get some church's chicken too. Y'all think I'm lying? You can't make this crap up, man. You cannot make this crap up. And y'all wonder why in our country, we got an obesity problem. We got a health problem in this country. Why? Because we go to TikTok and watch people eat food. And guess what that does to us subconsciously? The next thing we do, all we thinking about is church's chicken. Y'all can't, listen, man, y'all got to stop this. You got to stop the TikTok stuff where you're watching all this stuff that is just detrimental to you. You got to stop it. Who in the world goes on TikTok and watch people eat food? I mean, who does that? Why would you do that? Why would you go on Instagram and watch some person walking around with no clothes on? And you're married. You're not married. You got a girlfriend. You got a boyfriend. You got this, blah, 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 but you on here watching people walk around with crazy clothes on. And guess what's happening to the filter system? It's absorbing all that. And you think I'm going to just turn it off and that's going to be it. Oh, no. What comes in the filter system comes out. Next thing you know, guess what you're doing with your money? Guys, you got to wake up here and stop being trapped by the 1%. They're trapping you. And you around here don't even have $1,000 in savings. Highest credit card debt rate in history of the world. We have it right here in this country. We have 61% of our people in this country don't have $1,000 in savings. But yet and still we'll go to TikTok and look at food videos, and we'll go to Instagram and all this other crap we look at and get all this crazy stuff in our filter system, and we wonder why we do what we do. Stop looking at crazy stuff. Why not redirect that attention to something that's going to help you build wealth? See, that ain't sexy enough. That's not provocative enough. That's not going to entertain us. Matter of fact, we don't want to stretch. We want to hit the easy button in this country. We don't want to put no amount of stress on us financially. We want to hit the easy button. But let me tell you something, there ain't no easy button. There is no easy button. You got to make a conscious effort to reprogram your filter system. Or you're going to be in a situation, man, you're going to get to my age, 57 years old, and you're going to have nothing financially. And you don't want to be in that situation, guys. You don't. All I can tell you guys is today is you can make the decision to change, but you have to make the decision. Stop making financial excuses. Stop making excuses. Change the way you manage your money. Create some good money management behaviors. Give up all this old bad money management behavior. Give it up. How do you give it up? This is what I would do. Again, First Amendment right? Constitutional right, First Amendment, freedom of speech. This is my opinion. This is how I would do it. I would get me a sheet of paper and a pencil, and I would write down everything I own, anything that has value, car, house, jewelry, watches, clothes, all of that crap. I'd write it down. Anything that has value. And guess what I would do? I would sell all of it. Pay off all my debts. I would sell it all, move into me a little 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom apartment. Whatever I got to do, guys, I do it because I know it's temporary. Once I get that financial house in order, I can get back to doing what I need to do. But for now, if I want a drastic change in my life, that requires drastic measures, drastic actions. I would take a list of everything I own and I would sell it all. Oh, no, you wouldn't. That's a lie because I'm doing it right now. I'm going to sell all of those fancy cars, those Ferraris that I own, they're gone. One of them already gone. The next one getting ready to go in January. And I'm putting this house up for sale too. Why am I doing all of that? Because time for playing around is over for me. This thing right here is a prison. The cars, the Ferraris, they're a prison. They are a financial prison that I put myself in. Whatever you holding on to is your financial prison that you put yourself in. I just got enough courage to get rid of mine. Do you have enough courage to get rid of yours? And chase what's really important, which is freedom. See, you can't have freedom if you're in prison. When you're in prison, you don't have no freedom. Yeah, you might be able to walk around in your cell and go get the courtyard and get your little extra, but that ain't freedom. Freedom is when I can do whatever I want to do and not have to worry about how I'm going to pay for it. That's freedom. Freedom is when I control 100% of my time from the time I wake up in the morning to the time I go to bed at night. I control every second. That's freedom. Now, you can stay in financial prison if you want to all your life. I'm not. I'm not going to stay in financial prison for the rest of my life. You can if you want to, but I won't. I won't tolerate it. I won't have it. And I'm going to do something about it. I would ask you to do something about the financial prison that you're in right now, because you're in one. The statistics don't lie. 61% of y'all don't even have $1,000 in savings. That's what the statistics say. 80% of y'all are living down here in the bust economy. That's what the statistics say. The good news is you can change that today if you make the decision to reprogram your filter system and stop letting these people manipulate you and propagandize you. Stop looking at these food vlogs on TikTok. And then the next thing you know, you going out to get fast food. That ain't helping you. That's hurting you. You think you sitting up here eating a big old bucket of Church's chicken is helping you? That's not helping you. That's hurting you. You think you up here on whatever these little things is, looking at people walking around with no clothes on or barely got clothes on, and you think that's helping you? No. That's crippling you. It's crippling you. But this is what they want y'all to concentrate on. TikTok food videos. People walking around with basically no clothes on. People faking it that they own private jets, and this is what they want y'all to fantasize about and focus on so they can keep you broke. They can keep you down here in this bust economy while they live up here in this lavish lifestyle and ain't got no worries in the world when it comes to finances. Because they got y'all too caught up in what? Crazy stuff that don't put no money in your pocket, but only take money out of your pocket. And they propagandize you every way they can. You think they don't pay these people that they got on TV or on TikTok and on these other places with these little food, eating these little fast food stuff? People get paid to do that, man. You think they doing that because they love Church's chicken? Oh, I just got a 10-piece from Church. No, they get paid to do that. That's their job. But you think, oh my God, let me go get some Church's chicken. It's working. These people are smart, man. These 1%ers are smart. They know what they're doing. Because they know a lot of us, we just going to look at something, glorify it, and go do it. Not even worried about what the ramifications are to the temple, to the mental. What is the mental? That's your ability to control your thoughts, man. Control your mind. That's what your mental is. It's the ability to control your mind, the ability to control your thoughts. Right now, somebody else controlling that for you. Whatever you're watching, whatever you're listening to, that's controlling your mental. Whatever you put in your body is controlling your temple, your health, your temple. Listen up, guys. Only you can change this. But you can. But you got to reprogram your filter system. You got to get better money management habits. You got to give up the old bad habits and develop some good habits. And I told you, in my opinion, where you start. It's extremely drastic, but sometimes when we're in an extremely devastating and overwhelming financial hole, we got to do something really, really, really with some courage to get out of that hole. You got to have some courage. But I think you can. Anything I can do to help, let me know. Drop me a comment or get over to the Wealth Builders Financial Community on Patreon, second link. Boom, come join us. Because every day we're changing our filter system. We're reprogramming the filter system. Right now, if you go to the Wealth Builders Financial Community on Patreon, people are in that community chat doing what? Reprogramming. They reprogramming. They're reprogramming their filter system from what? The matrix. They're reprogramming their filter system to think differently about money. See, no longer are they chasing some crazy story on these social media platforms. No. That's not where they're spending their time at anymore. Because that kept them broke. Guess where they're spending their time at now when they get a free moment? They're in that community chat trying to figure out what other wealth builders are doing. How are these other wealth builders getting to that bag? How are these other wealth builders trying to build their wealth? Maybe I can piggyback that thing. See, this is the encouragement I need, is to be able to come in here and see like-minded people going in the direction I'm going. That's what it's all about. 5 birds of a feather will flock together. And if you're the 6th, you're going to flock with them other 5. Change something in your life today, guys. Or you're destined to be in this bust economy for the rest of your life. Now, if that's what you choose, you got the choice to choose that, then choose it. But I would recommend you consider changing something in your life today. And again, guys, I'm no expert here. I've had my share of failures. But what I've learned is how to reprogram my filter system to understand what's really important. And freedom is important. And I'm not free until I control my own financial destiny. I'm not free until I control 100% of my time. That's freedom. If I'm giving somebody 8, 10, 12 hours a day of my time to get a paycheck, that is not freedom. That's prison. You can call it whatever you want to, but I call it prison because I did it for 25 years. It's prison. But I got the key to the jail cell. That's the good news. I got the key to the jail cell. I can let myself out of prison whenever I want to. All I got to do is reprogram my filter system. All right, man, I'm out of here. Like I said, man, get down to that description box. Check out the Moo links. Reprogram the filter system to think differently. Get down there and check out that Moo link. These folks are at the Moo brokerage, the Moo brokerage company. They are looking to give you up to $1,100 in NVIDIA stock shares and cash reward. All you got to do is make the right qualifying deposits, guys. Put a $1,000 deposit in your new brokerage account. They'll give you $120 in cash rewards. That's a limited time offer. Make additional deposits. You can get yourself up to $1,000 in NVIDIA stock shares. Most valuable company in the world by market cap. Go do the research, guys. Also, go do the research on Moo. These are the same people that advertise here on YouTube. Go check them out. If you don't believe me, just go to YouTube search and put in Moo and hit enter. It'll come up. I ain't got to be on here trying to do no shenanigans, guys. It's the real deal. Millions of people use Moo. They're trying to just get you to try them out, so they're willing to give you some goodies to do it. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's marketing. That's how some of these smaller businesses grow. They give people incentives to try them out. They don't have billions of dollars to put an advertisement on TV. So they come on platforms like this and they use people like me to spread the word. Ain't nothing wrong with that. If you don't want to try it, don't try it. But if you do, if you want to reprogram the filter system, check it out. Also check out them wealth builders like I've already talked about. Y'all already know. If you want to rock with me, get over there to the wealth builders. No experts, but all of us will give you our First Amendment constitutional right, freedom of speech, and we will give you our opinion. With that, you do whatever you want to do with it, but do something. Time running out for a lot of y'all. Some of y'all my age. Time running out for you. And some of you younger people, you think you got time. Oh, I got a lot of time. You're going to blink your eyes, wake up one morning, you're going to be my age. You're going to go to sleep. You're going to wake up one morning, you're going to be my age, and you ain't going to have nothing when it comes to wealth. Now, you might have a lot of other stuff in your life, which is kudos to you. But wealth, you got to be intentional. But I think anything in life, you got to be intentional, laser focused and intentional if you want to be any good at it. If you want to be good at relationships, you got to be laser focused and intentional. If you want to have good health, you got to be laser focused, intentional. If you want to have a good spiritual life, you got to be laser focused, intentional. If you want to have good mental health, you got to be laser focused, intentional. If you want financial freedom, you're going to need to be laser focused and intentional. And stop letting the 1% get you out here looking at food vlogs and then putting all kind of crazy stuff in your head that you needed. Stop looking at all this crazy stuff on. Okay. Stop by the channel for the first time. Please consider subscribing. Share the video. Smash the like button. Thoughts become things. If you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hands. You guys keep chasing your greatness. Never stop believing in yourself. Stay healthy, get wealthy, and I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.